boy, what an episode we had tonight. So, probably, if not the best, one of the best world-building episodes of Super. Yes, no, agree, disagree. I agree with myself, usually. So we have the Kaioshin from Universe 11, who's trying to come up with some sort of a deal, you know, in order to avoid the universe getting destroyed, which I thought actually made him kind of smart. Granted, nothing really happened. The deal was not made. I like how, like, it's basically like the equivalent of these Kaioshin just, you know, being in like a Google Hangout or in a Skype call. And the first one to bail is Ro, you know, the Kaioshin from Universe 9, because he's like, I'm busy. I have to collect these warriors. And it's like, it's so obvious why he's stressed out. It's because Universe 9 is like at the bottom of the barrel. So he's like, I gotta hang up. Now, the attempt here was to get a consensus amongst these 7 Kaioshin to talk to Zeno about sort of postponing the tournament so that they would have enough time to get to level 7 of their mortal level. You know, that indicator that Zeno uses to rank them. And ever since that whole mortal level concept was introduced, a lot of people, just myself included, don't really know what the hell that even means to begin with. This episode gives us a hint because we have a conversation between, actually it's a confrontation between the Kaioshin from Universe 3 and the Kaioshin from Universe 2. So the Kaioshin from Universe 3 kind of like, he's kind of gloating about the intellectual level of Universe 3. And the Kaioshin from Universe 2 counters that by saying, like, no, that won't matter in the tournament. The tournament's about power, you know, it's about strength. So to me that indicates, or at least we can infer that the mortal level as a whole is some type of combination of the intellectual level plus the strength level of the people within that universe. There may be other factors, but it makes more sense that it's about well-roundedness. So as many like attributes that a universe can have, you know, in a scale that's high, intellectual, maybe it could even be, you know, maybe some type of technological aspect, strength-wise, power-wise, all that stuff, maybe even health-wise. That's what makes up that level. It's not just one thing. And by the way, speaking of world building, I love the scenery of Universe 11. It just looks like a bunch of like floating cupcakes, like balloons. We have Gohan fly off to find Piccolo to start training, and we have Goku trying to find 17. But before that, he meets Jenny, Craig, Boo, and they have a sparring match. Now, before I get into that, last week, we had a little bit of a shitstorm concerning a Goku fight from the previous episode, and by a little, I mean an actual comment shitstorm about people. Just, they didn't like the way the Krillin fight was handled. This little exchange, though, on the other hand, I can say with a lot of confidence, was well handled. You want to know why? 2 reasons. First, Goku stays in base throughout the entire thing. You know, no need for flashy transformations for no apparent reason. And number 2, and this is probably the best reason, it's obvious. The writers and the animators made it so obvious that Goku was just trolling. He was just dicking around with Boo. It was playful. It was a playful thing. To the point where he even says, I think Satan says, hey Goku, next time don't get knocked out of bounds so easily. And this is how much of a troll, expert troll Goku is. This is what he says. Yeah, that really taught me a lesson. That sure showed me. Even though that lesson I learned in the previous episode, but you guys weren't around to see it, so I'm just, you know, pretending that you actually taught me something. See, this is what I mean when I say that context is important. You take that quote out of context, and you actually believe that Goku's actually saying these things and being truthful about them. He's straight up trolling, but you wouldn't be able to catch that unless you actually paid attention to Goku's playful demeanor throughout the entire confrontation with Boo. So I thought that was well handled. The preview, I haven't rewatched it. I'll probably rewatch it after I'm done with this, but I think I saw, like, it was Goku, was it Super Saiyan Blue? I'm not sure. But if it was Super Saiyan Blue Goku versus 17, that might, like, depending on how the episode handles it, that might be a cause for a second dumpster fire. But as of right now, there's just no context whatsoever for any of that stuff. So yeah, we'll find out next week what they do with that. That seems fun. Then we have Topo, who's looking pretty smooth with a suit, and he's in the Star Wars planet of Coruscant. He goes there to a bar restaurant, and then he's thinking about Goku, which I thought was a really cool touch. He still can't get over that confrontation with Goku, and he's met by another Pride Trooper by the name of Casserole. Although I guess technically you should pronounce his name Casserole, because it sounds more epic. So yeah, I did notice that in that bar scene, in that restaurant scene, you know, just from a basic animation like overview, a lot of the characters, if not all of them, in the background, like the clients or the people who were eating there, were just stills. I mean, they were literally just paralyzed images. So yeah, and then they leave, and I like how their ship is kind of like has the shape of a whale. I thought that was kind of cool. And we get introduced to the other Pride Trooper. His name is Dispo, like disposable, I guess. Yeah, because Topo is Tupperware, right? So it's disposable Tupperware casserole. Oh, see? I just made a new fun way of remembering all their names, even though you probably remember them already because they were easy. He has bunny teeth, which I thought was cool because it sets him apart from the, I guess, the feline Anubis race that Champa and Beerus belongs to. So that was cool. He's also very fast. He's just, you know, straight up like not getting hit by any of these attacks from this giant monster. And he also has like the slashing attack. He slashes through the tentacles of that monster at one point, which is interesting because Castiel actually introduces himself as the slasher. I did notice how, like, you know, he did get caught, Dispo did get caught by the tentacles, and a blast had to come in to sort of free him up. But the whole scene is just for exposition purposes, so it's like, whatever. Like, you're obviously not gonna show these guys' true power. That's why we shift out of that scene a little after they do that combo beam attack, not the beam attack, but a blast, that rainbow blast that they do together. And then they're just like, there he is, like, we completely annihilated this guy. And then Topo tells them what's at stake, you know, the fact that the universe has the possibility of being destroyed due to the outcome of the tournament. And then they're like, oh, we need to get more Pride Troopers from the other planets. And he's like, you know, let's go and talk to Jiren, who's training, and that's pretty much all we get out of him. I will say, though, that there was a point when they had the Skype call with the Kaioshin. The Kaioshin from Universe 11 did say, Universe 11 is going to win because we're the ones with the strongest warriors. Now, it would be typical for him to be biased, you know, in favor of his own universe and just say, yeah, we're the strongest. So I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. But it just might be true that they are actually the strongest Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, if you exclude the universes that are exempt from the tournament. Because remember, there's only 8 out of the 12 participating. Then we get a second Skype call with Champa and Vados talking to the other gods of destruction. Obviously, Beerus is excluded. He's not in this because anything that has to do with Universe 7 either gets people pissed off or it just gets ignored. So, which reminds me, Vados actually, you know, trying to be the voice of reason in this. She's like, you know, guys, we should kind of like be thankful that Goku actually brought this up because Xeno was going to wipe us out. You know, he was going to wipe the universes that were weak out of the map. So Goku actually got us a fighting chance. Nobody pays attention to that shit. It's like, yeah, whatever. You're interfering with my hatred towards Goku. This is like a Goku hating fest, with the exception of Sherry, or Shelly, whatever you want to call her, the goddess of Universe 2, the Pharaoh chick, who actually says that she finds Goku to be quite beautiful. Now, this is not the first time, obviously, if you remember. It's not the first time that a woman of status has found Goku to be appealing or attractive. So, but everybody else is just hating on him. I like the fact that this scene actually allows us to hear some of these gods speak for the very first time. I think we heard Moscow before, but I think it's funny how he needs like a translator because he's just talking like, you know, electronic sounds. And yeah, so we hear a lot of them speak. And then they hang up, and then Champa's like, we need to find these fighters, Vados. So they call Kaba, and he's like, what's going on? And Champa's like, shut up, kid. I need that good old-fashioned Saiyan spam. I need somebody who's stronger than you, so call them out. I don't care if you have to send them chain freaking emails or whatever. Just get them here, because we're dying. And I guess, and this is the good part too, I guess that kind of confirms that female Broly is from Universe 6. I think that pretty much, there's no point in having a scene of Champa asking for more Saiyans if you know, Broly, because she's the one who actually matters the most. Out of the new lineup, she's the one that a lot of people are expecting. So yeah, Goku is out to find 17. Gohan arrives at Uncle Piccolo's place, which is just like a pillar. So they're going to be doing some training. And I love how with each episode they end, well, they try to end with the platform with the arena being formed. It's getting close. It's getting closer and closer. Next week, 17 versus Goku. We'll have to see what happens there. I'm excited. This episode got me really excited, really hyped. It's kind of like, you know, like the beginning of the Avengers when they begin to, you know, they're individuals and now they're like slowly coming together as a team. And then before you know it, you'll have all these top tiers meet in one place. And hopefully we'll have what I hope is one of, if not the best, animated battle royale of anything. That being said, I just want to end with the fact that I really like the fact that as of right now, the Pride Troopers, the people from Universe 11, are not framed as villains necessarily. And I like that because it's kind of like a gray moral standing. So when shit goes down, it's like, you know, you realize that these guys from the other universes, they're not bad. They're not bad guys. They're the opponent, but they're not bad, at least for now. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do Dragon Ball Super reviews every Saturday night. And if you would like to support my channel in this time of YouTube crisis, you could just watch my old videos, my old stuff. And by old, I mean anything that's, you know, before this. If you would be interested, that'd be really helpful. Thank you. Bye.